don't find myself particularly interesting.
Welcome back to the Media Circus, the game show about the news game. And joining us this week are author of Almost Sincerely from the Checkout, Zoe Norton-Lodge. Author and journalist David Marr. And everything else, Tom Gleeson. And they're up against Julian Morrow from The Chaser. Fairfax journalist Jacqueline Maley. And comedian Peter Berner. And now to the team names this week in honour of our esteemed guests in this country. Zoe, Tom and David, you are Team Royals. And Jules, Jackie and Peter, you're Team Republic. If you do not win, Peter Fitzsimons will sit on you. And as always, the Media Circus is under the watchful eye of our fact-checker, Chesley Chidello.
Hello there, Craig. And this week I'm fact-checking the world of science because you really want to get this fact right.
It's going to be disastrous for us if we do have killer robots.
Thank you, Chaz. Thank you, Chaz. And now let's play the news game.
Stitch Up.
First up, of course, it's Stitch Up. Both teams play in turns. Teams, can you identify the 4 news stories we've stitched together this week? Here is your Stitch Up.
Well, the Prime Minister has been accused of
trying out for a role in the new production of My Fair Lady.
Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall have
already conceded defeat and vowed to respect the result.
OK, Team Royals, what was the first story?
Is he accused of using McDonald's advertising strategy? Oh, how very unliberal.
I think I remember this, but I didn't understand it. I think he was accused of running the government like a dinner party.
Well, let's have a look.
Well, the Prime Minister has been accused of running the government like a dinner party. The criticism has come from the opposition leader, who claims Malcolm Turnbull's concept of putting everything on the table over tax reform is making people nervous.
Who doesn't want to go to a dinner party where everything is on the table is tax reform, hey? That's great. Yes, Chaz.
Craig, Bill Shorten's just worried about how complicated the whole tax debate is. That's why it's so great that we've got Ross Greenwood to explain the GST for us.
Have a look at him there, big wobbly jelly. Will he let it move? Dunno.
That's it. So clear now, yes. All right, Team Republic, your turn now. What was the second story there?
That was the audition. Somebody's auditioning for My Fair Lady.
That is right. Auditions are being held for the new Australian production of My Fair Lady to be directed by Julie Andrews herself in Australia. We've gotten our hands on the audition tape for one of the leading contenders for the role of rough-speaking Eliza Doolittle.
From Kainuna to the Dell, from Greenvale to the creek, you can all be very sure Bob will work an 8-day week.
Great. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah.
Great. I love that.
All right, Team Royals, your turn again. This one should be pretty easy. Let's recap.
Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall have
what?
Visited Australia. They're here with us at the moment, honouring us with their presence. And today they've been close up and friendly with a number of police horses.
Really?
Yes. So it's a
How
big
could you tell
day.
the difference?
That joke's always been awkward and always will be.
I know, it is true. And it's very funny, I looked at Camilla recently and I thought, you don't actually look like a horse. So
I think people always felt uncomfortable because Charles, cheated on Diana, who people consider to be more attractive than Camilla. But what people don't focus on is that must mean that she is a really good root.
Well, there's an argument against the Republic you haven't heard before.
And I just also want to say, I know that's not going to be in the show.
I'm definitely putting that in the show too. That is right. Prince Charles and Camilla have arrived in South Australia and immediately headed to the Barossa Valley. And within a few hours of being in South Australia, they were there with barrels and knives. Camilla was recreating Snowtown. I feel for the media though during these kind of royal visits because essentially it's just hours and hours of two old people shaking hands. Although the Today Show, they outdid themselves with this. Let's see their tease first.
Christina Ahern cracks up Prince Charles. What got him all giggly? Christina Ahern in a flirt fest with Prince Charles. Didn't he lose it?
Right, now let's look at what they were actually talking about. Get ready. for the Giggly Flirt Fest, people.
Are you enjoying the weather, Your Royal Highness?
It's interesting.
Oh! Get a room! Get a room!
He does seem to be blushing quite a lot, or is that like windburn? I'm not sure.
I think that's just rosacea.
Yeah. Look, it's easy to mock, though, these kind of walking tours, but they actually do make the royals more popular and are one of the reasons the Republican struggles, aren't they?
But have you seen how many people have turned up for poor old Charles and Camilla? It's a pretty drab kind of higgledy-piggledy crowd. I think...
But Jackie, those people who do turn up, they're pretty into it.
He shook my hand.
All right, Team Republic, let's go to the last story. Here's a recap.
Have already conceded defeat and vowed to respect the result.
All right, what was the story?
Could it be Aung San Suu Kyi?
It could be, and it's luckily... Yeah.
Could it be Aung San Suu Kyi?
Yes, let's have a look.
An historic moment is unfolding in Myanmar tonight. The party, led by pro-democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi, is set to win the nation's first free election in 25 years.
Yes, Aung San Suu Kyi's party has won a historic parliamentary majority. This is amazing because a quarter of the parliament is reserved for the military, in the same way that a quarter of our parliament is reserved for militant unionists. Look, despite the fact that the constitution bans Aung San Suu Kyi for herself from becoming president, she still said she will run the country. So she's kind of like Myanmar's Peter Credlin. All right. Oh. So at the end of Stitch Up, the winners are... Well, you answered everyone's answers. So Team Royals. And Chaz, have we got a reward for them?
Yes, Craig, it's a world record for the number of lame world records offered as a reward.
Guinness has revealed this South African leopard tortoise named Bertie, who has been crowned the fastest of his species.
511 people simultaneously tossing dough to break a world record.
The world record for the longest slip and slide.
The world record for the biggest steamed bun ever made. The world record for the number of people simultaneously howling at the moon.
I hold the record for the fastest 100 metre in clocks.
Made history for catching the most amount of balls in 1 minute, snatching 14 in her paws, breaking her previous record of 11.
Labour Party HQ.
OK, people, which one of you leaked our policy to cripple the Australian economy?
Labor at the moment have a policy to cripple the Australian economy.
We weren't meant to release that policy until after the election.
It gets worse. Scott Morrison found out about Bill's bedtime policy.
Bill Shorten wants to put people into bed, pull the doona over their head and read a bedtime story to them and turn out the lights.
They even got the detail about the lights.
It's not that bad. They haven't found out about the shuttle.
Bill Shorten wants to run the Shorten shuttle from the school gate to the Centrelink office. That's what he wants to do.
Cancel that bus!
And on the board of the news tonight, we have Foreign Minister Julie Bishop, American Republican presidential candidate Ben Carson, body fascist Michelle Bridges, some guy with a colourful vest, a selection of headwear, and Gonzo from the Muppets. Teams take it in turn to pick a subject, but anyone can answer the question by buzzing in. All right, firstly, Team Royals, what's your pick?
Well, of course, I got fair skin and I'm bald. I really like hats, so I feel like I know a lot about hats.
All right, you have chosen these three delightful hats. What do the following countries have in common? Russia, Iran and North Korea.
None of them has won the Eurovision Song Contest.
I think Lonely Planet ranks them as the three most tourist-friendly countries in the world, actually.
They're all full of foreigners.
Missiles.
Ooh, yeah.
Missiles, no, that's not the similarity in this case.
They all have hats.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
Oh,
no. Look, you're all wrong. They were all on a list of over 100 countries who criticised Australia's treatment of asylum seekers at the UN Human Rights Forum this week. In fact, there were so many countries keen to get up and slag us off, they actually all had to be limited to 65 seconds each. David, does a condemnation at the UN by these kind of... Does that matter at all? Does it carry any weight?
Not according to our government, no. Under these circumstances, our government declares the United Nations a completely irrelevant pack of busybodies, but they'd also quite like another seat on the Security Council and a seat on the Human Rights Council as well. But other than that, waste of time.
Yeah. Can anyone summarise our position on refugees in only 5 seconds?
Hate them. Not me. That's our.
Yeah.
To be clear.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not how it's going to come across on TV.
Oh, shit.
Look, we certainly have attracted a lot of attention for our harshness, although this week the Indonesian anti-drugs chief may have outdone us, recommending they use crocodiles as prison guards because, good thinking, because they can't be bribed to help inmates escape. Which may be true, but clearly he hasn't watched any Bond movies because, as Roger Moore showed us, they can be used to escape. All right, Team Royals, what's your pick?
Michelle Bridges, please.
What did Biggest Loser trainer Michelle Bridges apologise for this week?
Going commando.
Give her a break.
She allowed herself to be filmed eating dirt and claiming that people who grow their own food are weirdos in order to promote her line of pre-cooked frozen food being sold through Woolworths. And there was 1 or 2 narcs out there who considered that a bit off. I don't know.
It sounds like that was you. Did you have anything to do with that?
It was my pot of geraniums that she was chowing down to.
Bitch!
I call people that grow their own food freaks, and sometimes you get... they're called farmers.
You are right. She apologised for this Woolworths ad.
Like everyone, I grow my own vegetables. Isn't that right, darlings? Now that's topsoil. It's time to get real. Eating healthier doesn't mean you have to act like a freak.
The outrage was that she used freak to describe people who grow their own food. Which is wrong, because we call those people wankers. Look, there's often complaints about these kind of ads and things like this. So, teams, I'm going to ask you another question. Which ad got the most complaints to the Advertising Standards Bureau this year? Was it this Holden commercial featuring a kid swearing?
Bloody caravanners.
Can't believe he used the C word. Or was it this Bingle ad which prompted complaints, including that the computer-generated chimp looked scared and that the ad promoted unsafe driving because a chimpanzee drove a vehicle?
Fair enough, too.
Which got the most complaints?
So the question is, like, are people more stupid thinking that Ape was upset, or are they just really prudish and don't like the word bloody? That's what we're...
Yes.
I reckon more people are stupid.
Do we have to agree on this?
No, well, you can share your thoughts too, David.
Oh, I think the blonde-headed kitty using a mild swear word would have inflamed Australia.
I would love to. I'm going to start complaining about ads. I reckon that's just gas to sit at home and say that chimpanzee's sad and not wearing a seatbelt. Bloody hell! I want to be cranky bloke.
So which one do you hate more? Maybe you're the litmus test.
Oh, both. I hated them both the same.
Well, actually, in actual fact, David is right. The Holden ad featuring the foul-mouthed child is the most complained about ad this year, with 161 complaints, most from Pete. Meanwhile, the chimp ad is the 6th most complained about ad, prompting a thorough investigation by the regulator, which decided in its official ruling that the ad does not encourage or condone cruelty to computer-generated animals. That's a relief. I was this close to calling computer-generated animal rights activists. All right, now, another ad, the Lynx actually made the 5th most complained about ad so far this year. What do you think they complained about in that ad?
The smell of the lynx?
What, that they've sort of, like, I don't know what we complained about with the chimps before, but what the hell's going on with those
What
bodies?
is that ad?
I wondered where my hair was.
What's disturbing is they are not computer generated. They are real. I know those 2 actors. They're not well.
I'm fascinated to know what they do have to do with lynx.
They don't even have armpits. Where are they going to put the lynx?
I'm pretty sure the one on the right is just
part of it, though.
Oh.
If you don't have arms, you can't.
Oh, you're
links
onto
or-
it.
Oh, remember that if you don't have arms, you can't use links campaign.
A lot of people sitting at home without arms complained about, oh, hang on.
Well, they smash their head on the keyboard. till they hit the right number of keys. That's how armless people complain.
Amazingly, you have not got the answer. An ad for Lynx hair gel received 62 complaints objecting to a scene showing a brief kiss between two men.
Kiss the hottest girl or the hottest boy.
That was it.
That's shocking.
Outrageous. You went too far, Lynx. You should have just stuck to suggesting that weedy nerds who drench themselves in the scent of desperation will suddenly become irresistible to hundreds of Amazonian women. Stick to that shit, yes. Yes, Jazz?
Isn't it about time that we just accepted, Craig, that people love who they want to love? If you want to love another man, that's okay. If you want to love the Brisbane Broncos, that's okay too.
I love them so much. I'm just feeling their pain at the moment. I just wanted my boys to win just to show them haters. I just hate people that always put my Broncos down.
Team Republic, who do you want to pick?
Gonzo.
Gonzo. OK, you've picked the Muppet Gonzo, who is also known as political commentator Graham Morris. Can you tell me what Morris is talking about here?
I think he's a very lucky boy. He sat on top of a huge dung heap with grubs all around him.
I think he's just reading a very early draft of The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
This is quite a hard one. I'll play you a little bit more.
He's a very lucky boy. He sat on top of a huge dung heap with grubs all around him. Everyone else had huge dry cleaner bills, trying to get all the filth off them.
Yes, what do you think?
Well, he also called Lee Sales a cow, as I recall. He loves a barnyard metaphor,
Yes.
old Graham. But I think he's actually talking about Bill Shorten being cleared by the Royal Commission.
That is right. Well done, yes. He was talking about Bill Shorten being cleared of any wrongdoing by the Trade Union Royal Commission. Now, the Royal Commission made this announcement at 8 p.m. on a Friday night, which many people have suggested was trying to bury the story from the media. Jackie, do you think that was the case?
It is a notorious strategy, and probably the most notorious example of it was in the Blair government, you know, which was notorious for its spin. And on September 11, there was a memo that went out from a press secretary of one of the Blair ministers saying, you know, if you want to bury some stuff today, guys, today would be a good day.
As September 11 is occurring.
Yeah,
that's quality politics.
Yeah.
That gets you promoted, shit like that.
Yeah. Craig, Friday night is actually definitely when you bury stuff you're embarrassed by, though. I mean, just look what Sky News buries on Friday night.
This is Viewpoint with Chris Kenny.
just asking, what is the best time to bury dodgy stuff? I'm just asking for a friend.
We buried our uncle on a Monday morning. And he was dodgy as all get out.
Yeah. Well, look, while Shorten might be in the clear, the Royal Commission have heard plenty of allegations about the misuse of union funds. For instance, which of the following purchases was not paid for with a National Union of Workers credit card? Was it $1,600 corporate package to a monster truck show? $39,000 worth of bargains from a bargain website, catch the day?
There were bargains.
Yeah, such bargains. $829 worth of toys from Big W, including the Nerf Vortex Pyragon Blaster. Or $12,000 of iTunes purchases, including a Crazy Frog rendition of I Like to Move It.
That's actually the theme song of the NUW Accounts Department.
Yeah.
I like to move it.
I think the toys at Big W, their money's no good there.
I want to say $39,000 worth of bargain crap. I really want to say
That's the thing that wasn't purchased. Look, the actual answer is that all of these were purchased on the union credit cards. And when the union's account manager was presented with a dossier of these purchases, she quite rightly remarked, "Oh my God, this looks bad." But what was her explanation for making these purchases?
That's just the way we do things.
No, look, they all got explanations, but what she actually said was, "I just like to buy things." Checks out, yes. Now, her uncle, Derek Beelan, happens to be the union's state secretary. And what was his explanation for using a union credit card to pay for this tattoo?
Did he say, "Oh my God, that looks bad"?
It's actually a Banksy, so...
Hugely valuable.
He was joining a really sad bikie gang.
Well, look, no, that was a tattoo of his parents.
Oh,
and
sorry.
look, I've got to point out, he does claim he was entitled to pay for it that way, although I would argue that there is absolutely no excuse for that tattoo, no matter who is paying for it, no matter how drunk you are. Apparently, when Derek Beelan's mother saw it, she cried tears of joy at how young and beautiful she looked on his leg. Yes. Look, so at the end of that round, the winner is Team Royals, ladies and gentlemen. What's their reward, Jazz?
It's the amazing skill of Sunrise's cash cow, Craig. Basically, the cash cow sits on the couch and mimes everything they say.
Has a Turkish breakfast delight to make for us.
Lovely. Good one.
Yeah.
It's not Turkish delight, it's
Oh.
Turkish
Oh.
breakfast delight.
Did you have one of those in the bar?
I like Turkish delight.
Do you know me?
Shoes.
Make your
The old
hand-making
cobblers.
shoes.
But what does the cash cow mime when the topic gets a little more sensitive?
Yeah, and those early intervention autism programs, I know someone with a child, they reckon it has absolutely changed their child's life, but it is very expensive.
Welcome back to the 2015 Television News Excellence Award. The award for the least effective attack on a cameraman goes to 7 News.
A stark contrast to his performance earlier this year.
I'm going to punch him in the head. Let's start off with you.
The 70-year-old pleaded guilty to intentional causing
The next award is for Best Priorities in a Missing Persons Story, and it goes to Channel 7's Robert Ovadia.
I have to say, it was kind of nice knowing that we knew he was safe before his parents even knew.
That is one happy ending. And finally, the award for the most warmly received joke, and the winner is Tim Gilbert from Today.
Why have we pixelated her bottom,
That's
by
the whole
way?
point of what I was saying.
Yeah, but that's just... It's, we've just made it... Yeah.
Well, apparently there was a crack in the photo.
Yeah.
Oh. Good. That's a... Oh, it's gone silent. Timmy broke the TV.
To accept this award, please welcome Tim Gilbert!
That's what I call a little bit of comedy.
Get fact!
One of the main reasons we watch and read news is to get facts. All those experts and studies in science, but do we remember what we've learned? And is it worth learning? Teams, see if you can complete these expert findings from the news, OK? First up, experts say 8 out of 10 American homes have what?
Have someone running for the president for the Republican Party.
An obese preschooler who they fashioned a reality TV show out of?
Has a Kardashian in it.
Experts say that 8 out of 10 American homes have rodents inside them, according to this article. No wonder they need all those guns. Although the word expert can be overused, in this case, the expert is the owner of a company that gets rid of rats. So he's either spruiking for business or proving that he's doing a really shit job of it. Not all studies, though, are PR. Here's one, a real one from the Australian Journal of Primary Health. A study has found 100% of teenagers heading to schoolies have no what? Yes, Jackie?
Impulse control.
Yes.
Now
Peter.
we're talking.
Formal education?
Yes.
No idea how the 40-year-old Tully got in the jacuzzi in their apartment.
I sense some bad experiences there, Jackie.
A meth problem yet?
No idea that it seems like the hard part is over, but their life is about to get harder and harder, and then they're going to die.
Oh, it's one of those inspirational things. Let's put that under a dolphin.
I have no desire to watch Insiders.
Yes, look. An Australian study has found that 100% of teenagers heading to schools have no interest in learning about the dangers of alcohol abuse. Interestingly, though, 100% were interested in experiencing the dangers of alcohol abuse.
I'm so glad they did that study because the question had been hanging in the balance for so long.
All right, and now a really fact. Scientists say that coffee can what?
Make documents look really old if you're making a school project.
Thank God we got the scientists onto that, yes.
Scientists say coffee can, but tea will.
Can actually be made well in Dubbo. It's quite surprising. You can get a good coffee there now.
Now, look, the answer is that scientists say coffee can cure baldness. Yes, rub it on your head for a full head of hair and rub on orange juice to get this hair. But when I said scientists, it was a study funded entirely by makers of a coffee-based hair replacement shampoo. Not that you got that sense from this comprehensive coverage of the story on Sunrise.
If you're just tuning in, you have thinking, what on earth is going on? Well, earlier today at 6:30 this morning, we rubbed coffee on Barrett's head because there's a new study that says that it can cure you of
And a
baldness.
germ thing, quite incredible. It wasn't even a case of it'll happen overnight, it just happened straight away.
You know the most insulting part about that is that Barrett's has a full head of hair. Where was Koshy? Like...
No, apparently, well, according to the study...
Oh, sorry.
You had to have a little bit of hair there to start.
What?
Yeah.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
It's a study that cures baldness, but you must have hair to begin with.
Yeah, the coffee helps the hair grow as long as you've got other hair, and the hair will grow in between those hairs.
As long as...
But it's hard to prove because it's a bit hairy.
For me, But Tom, though, do you think, as a science... You did science. Are you annoyed that science is reported on the news exactly the same way as PR's done so? It's always, a study showed this, and there's no distinction between them.
The thing that actually upsets me is that they always depict baldness as being something that needs to be cured. That would suggest that it's this disease. Oh, no! Help me! And they always say that we've got to, they always say restore your confidence. Like, I'm bald, look how confident I am. I don't need any more. I would be completely...
Imagine how unbearable you'd be.
It'd be horrible.
Well done. At the end of that round, the winner is, don't think anyone got anything right. So what's their award, Chad?
It's an expose, Craig. Not everyone on Sunrise loves the cash cow. I'm looking at Sunrise newsreader Natalie Barr.
Time for the Sunrise Cash Cow call with that annoying horn.
Why give it away? It feels like we do all the hard work building it up during the week.
That's my hairspray. Stop it. Yes, we could be calling you. There's Sam. Oh, for God's sake, 20 grand to give away.
Nat does a bit.
Give away this morning. Let's call our lucky winner. Got to answer within 5 minutes.
I'm pulled up for a pigeon. Like,
get out of my shot, you fat cow.
The Encyclopedia of News. The future.
The news loves trying to predict the future.
We've been given a glimpse of how life could look in the not-too-distant future.
And those glimpses offer some crucial insights.
According to experts, in 70 years, we'll be forking out a whopping $34 for a flat white.
No. I will not bring children into a world where inflation may one day affect the price of coffee.
The best way to tell the future has always been by reporting on
the latest whiz-bang technology, a safety device which automatically stops vehicles when they hit something while reversing.
And I have done this quite a few times, and it does stop. With 32 tons of lorry, that's encroaching on you. Not worried in the slightest, no. Not even looking. We shall see.
the technology is much more advanced today.
Breaking new driverless car technologies on the Torrens Parade Ground, travelling at 40 k's an hour and with an international audience.
Glad you went, John. So was that was the speed?
Maybe we should move on to a different technology. Like futuristic robots.
And giving humans the boot, Sydney's futuristic robots set to replace our sporting heroes.
It's impossible to spot the difference. technology news shows us... Oi, I'm over here.
Sorry, I couldn't spot the difference.
Technology news shows us the future is exciting.
This is Wheel I Am. Residents who aren't able to leave the aged care facility are no longer missing out.
It is amazing.
It is amazing. You are controlling this from 800 kilometres away. Where are some of the places that you've sent Wheel I Am?
With...
Wonderful. In the future, we won't be able to hear annoying old people. But forget helping the elderly. Reporters have found a nobler use of technology. Printing 3D selfies.
And after a couple of hours whirring away, this very own mini-me was complete. Not bad.
But the future isn't all... I'm over here.
I couldn't spot the difference.
But the future isn't all soccer robots and 3D journalists. The news knows technology can only lead to one thing: drug dealing.
With new technology comes new opportunity, particularly for drug dealers.
Reporter Brian Seymour even discovered a real conversation between these drug dealers from the future.
Hello. Okay, time for some super secret info. Shh. Good thing we're encrypted.
It's a problem that can only be solved with more futuristic technology.
Sorry? What? Where are the drugs?
What a bright, safe future.
Let's make a baby.
There are just too many sad stories in the news, which is why On the Upside, I'm going to tell you a bad news story and you're going to flip that around and tell me the good news. OK, so get ready. First up, the government might raise the GST.
On the upside, it doesn't affect me because I nick everything.
On the upside, if they only raise the GST for Malcolm Turnbull, that will fix the budget.
On the upside, Joe Hockey isn't treasurer.
Yeah, it's true. All right, let's move on. Fans brawl during an A-League soccer game.
On the upside, they have fans.
On the upside, of course, is finally the crowd had something to look at.
All right, taxi drivers have been accused of operating as drug couriers.
On the upside, the drugs never made it to their destination because the taxi driver had no clue as where he was going.
On the upside, they certainly haven't caught my guy.
Yeah, on the upside, Uber drugs are cheaper. All right, let's move on. Smokers might have to pay more for their health insurance.
On the upside, statistically speaking, it won't be for very long.
On the upside, if anyone can cough up more, it's a smoker.
All right, let's move on. Bindi Irwin has been asked by a court to prove that her dad is dead.
On the upside, it won't be hard because he is.
On the upside, it's better than Matthew Newton, who has to prove that his dad's alive.
A $2.5 million Ferrari, once owned by Princess Diana's boyfriend, has been stolen and torched.
On the upside, they're going to turn it into a series of commemorative plates that will be sold at Buckingham Palace.
On the upside, the bloke's Hyundai was left untouched.
On the upside, the Queen totally got away with it.
A Bendigo McDonald's drive-through roof has collapsed.
On the upside, it's been replaced with a dome for a mosque.
How very un-McDonald's.
Well, well done, everyone. We've run out of time, though. So at the end of the game, the winner is Team Republic. Thank you for watching. Join us next week on the Media Circus. Typical ABC bias.